I probably wouldn't regret spending one summer learning how to grow my own food. And then, of course, I'm still doing it. I got addicted to it. I don't come from a farming background. I studied biology in university, specializing in ecology and conservation biology, and so that's what got me first learning about specifically the environmental impacts of agriculture. Following that, I started just reading a lot and pursuing other avenues of knowledge about the food system and kind of realizing how fundamentally important the way that we produce food is to so many aspects of our society, economic, social, political, environmental. And then I also worked in the city in Toronto for a few years, and I was just having trouble envisioning what I could do with my life that would actually make me feel satisfied to live in a cubicle for 40 hours a week. And so I kind of just on a whim, when I was unemployed after traveling for a year, I decided to try a farm internship. I've been working on vegetable farms mostly, various organic farms in the Kingston area for the past 5 years. But this past year I switched to working on an organic grain farm. It's an older couple in their 50s who are second career farmers and are really looking for young people to come in and be able to take full advantage of the land by having more people involved. We're actually looking at creating a partnership. I think after about 2 years of farming, I started having the feeling like, okay, I know how to grow vegetables. I can go start a farm right now. And I think that's the instinct of most people in our culture in North America, is very individualistic and people want to be the boss of themselves, which is fine, but it's very difficult. Luckily I didn't do that, and I spent some time working with new farmers in various capacities and observing the fact that most people who did do that, who went and tried to start a farm after just 1 or 2 years of apprenticing, struggled a lot to succeed. And so I started to think more about the appeal of partnering with existing farmers, partly for sharing the workload. I want to be able to farm but also still do other work, specifically this kind of political work with the NFU, but also just sharing the financial risk and burden, and also being able to specialize a little bit more and use my skills. And I think most farmers nowadays, new farmers especially, have to do everything. You're the farmer, you're the mechanic, you're the accountant, you're the human resources manager, and you're the marketer. And most people don't have all of those skills, or at least they're not going to be amazing at all of those things. So I think by pursuing the co-op model or some form of collaborative model, you can really be more successful by allowing people to express their strengths. I identify as a farmer because I intend to spend my life farming, and that's going to be my career. I don't own my own farm, and I think for some time I felt a little bit self-conscious about that in a way, like that I'm not legit because I don't own a farm. I came to realize that it's really, first of all, the model of land ownership and everything being privately owned by individuals is something that I think needs to shift in our society. So I'm trying to shift my mindset about that. And the realities of the economic situation of farming and land prices is such that I don't think it's practical to focus on the idea that every person who farms should have their own farm. So the values piece is that we got into farming because we want to feed our local communities. Nobody gets in farming to get rich, clearly, but we want to produce healthy food that takes care of our local ecosystem and provides better nutrition to people who want it in our community. We are in a demographic crisis in agriculture, and we desperately need new farmers to be coming into the industry if we're going to have a Canadian food system. And that education and inspiration to get into the industry needs to start young. school gardens and education about agriculture and food in the classroom is crucial.